Have you ever woken up and felt like you were carrying a heavy stone in your chest? Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like you had to force a smile just to get through the day? Does it ever feel like the world is demanding you to be positive, but your heart just feels tired? This quiet moment reminds me of how much I used to struggle with the pressure to be happy. I remember being a little girl, sitting on the porch during a summer storm, watching the rain wash away my chalk drawings. I felt a deep sadness, but my mother told me to smile because it was just rain. For years, I thought my sadness was a mistake. Today, I am sitting by my window with a refreshing glass of cold water, watching a gentle breeze move the curtains. This peace is only possible because I stopped fighting the rain. In our fast world, we are taught that sadness is a failure, but I have learned that even the most beautiful flowers need the dark, quiet earth and the heavy rain to grow strong and tall. Before we dive deeper into our hearts, I want to invite you to be part of this gentle community. If you find comfort in these words, please consider subscribing to our channel. It helps me know that these quiet conversations are reaching the people who need them most. I would love for you to share a moment in the comments below about a time you felt tired but found a small spark of light. Your stories are the beautiful threads that weave us all together in this space. When you share your feelings, you give someone else the permission to feel their own. And that is a truly wonderful gift of kindness for us all. Maybe we've misunderstood what it really means to stay positive. Why staying positive is not what you think it is. We often hear people say, just stay positive or good vibes only. But these phrases can feel like a heavy weight when you are already struggling. This is what we call toxic positivity. It is the idea that we must ignore our true feelings to maintain a happy face. But real positivity is much deeper than a simple smile. It is the quiet courage to acknowledge your pain, while still believing that better moments will come eventually. It is not about ignoring the storm, but about finding your steady rhythm while the wind blows around you. Think about the sky and the weather for a moment. Modern society demands constant blue skies and bright sunshine, but a world with only sun would eventually become a dry desert. Real positivity is not about having a blue sky every day. Real positivity is about being the sky itself. The sky does not fight the clouds. The sky does not get angry when the storm arrives. The sky stays calm, wide, and open, and it simply lets the clouds pass through its space. You are the sky, my friend. Your difficult emotions, your heavy thoughts, and your hard days are just the clouds. They are moving, and they will pass, while the essence of who you are remains constant and vast. We often fall into the trap of social media, where everyone seems to be living a perfect, golden life. We see pictures of coffee, perfect smiles, and perfect successes, and we compare our messy inside to their polished outside. This comparison is a thief of peace. It makes us feel like we are falling behind, or that our hard days are a sign of weakness. We start to believe that everyone else has the secret to constant happiness, while we are left in the dark. But remember, a screen only shows a second of a day. It does not show the quiet tears, the tired eyes, or the moments of doubt that every human being experiences. If you are feeling tired today, or if you feel like you are starting over for the 100th time, I want to validate you. It is okay to not be okay. Your fatigue is not a character flaw, and your sadness is not a burden. It is simply a signal from your heart that you need a little more grace and a little more time. You do not need to apologize for your rhythm. Some days we run, and some days we can only crawl, and both are movements toward growth. I see your effort, and I recognize the strength it takes just to show up and listen to these words when your heart feels heavy. Learning a language like English is very much like this journey of the heart. Sometimes we want to learn everything fast, and we get frustrated when we forget a word or struggle with a sentence. We think we are failing because we are not perfect yet. But healing and learning both happen in the quiet, slow moments. By listening to this podcast slowly and gently, you are practicing the same patience you need for your soul. You are teaching yourself that it is okay to take your time. Every word you understand today is a small victory, and every breath you take is a step toward a more peaceful version of yourself. Now, let us look at how we can carry this gentle strength into your actual day. We are going to explore 3 micro habits that carry absolutely no pressure, but will help you find a safe place to rest. The first micro habit: plant a tiny seed. When we set big goals, our brain often looks at all the potential obstacles and feels exhausted before we even begin. I want to remind you that you do not have to climb the whole mountain today, and you do not even have to look at the top. Daily positivity is not a giant explosion of light. It is a series of very small, very quiet seeds. So today, I want you to find just one tiny joy. It might be the sound of a bird outside, the feeling of soft socks, or simply noticing the warm steam rising from your coffee for 3 seconds. Acknowledge that small moment and declare out loud, "This is my seed for today." You do not need to build a forest right now. You just need to plant one tiny seed in the dark earth. The second micro habit: the friend in the mirror. I want you to imagine that your best friend is sitting next to you, and they are crying because they are just too tired today. Would you yell at them or tell them they are a failure? Of course not. You would reach out, hold their hand, and tell them it is okay to rest. Why is it so hard to say those gentle words to ourselves? Tonight, I want you to bypass your harsh inner critic and find the friend in the mirror. Before you go to sleep, stand in front of your mirror, place your hand softly over your heart, and say, "Thank you for trying today. I am proud of you." You do not have to be perfect to be worthy of your own kindness. The third micro habit: the anchor word. Your mind is like a sponge, and it is designed to soak up information from your environment. When the world feels too loud and heavy, you need an anchor to keep you from drifting away when the waves are high. I want you to pick one specific anchor word for today. It could be a word like peace, home, light, or slow. Keep this word close to your heart. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or when the world becomes too heavy, pause and whisper that word to yourself 3 times. Let it be the heavy, steady stone that holds you safe while the wind blows past. You do not need to be stronger than the storm. You just need to drop your anchor. Please remember that your worth is not tied to your productivity or your performance. You are a human being, not a human doing. You do not have to earn your right to exist or your right to be happy by finishing a long list of tasks. Even on the days when you do absolutely nothing productive, you are still valuable. You are still enough. Your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, and you are a miracle, just as you are. On your hardest days, simply existing is a brave and beautiful act of strength. You are worthy of love and rest, regardless of what you achieve today. Have you ever noticed that the moon is rarely whole? Most of the time, the moon is just a silver sliver in the dark night. But do we ever look at the moon and think it is broken? Of course not. We know the moon is still there, even if we can only see a little bit of its light. Being positive every day does not mean being a full moon every day. It means saying, today I am a crescent moon. I only have a little bit of light to give, and that is okay. Trust the flow of your phases, just as we trust the moon to change and return to fullness in its own time. As we come to the end of our time together, remember that healing and positivity are not linear. There will be ups and downs, and that is the natural rhythm of a beautiful life. Think of a calm river winding through a valley. It doesn't move in a straight line. It bends, it slows down, and it finds its way around every obstacle. Trust your own flow. You are moving forward, even when it feels like you are standing still. I want to leave you with a soft question to think about. What is one small way you can be kinder to your heart this evening? Always remember that even the longest night is followed by a sunrise. You have survived every hard day you have faced so far, and your success rate is 100%. That is a wonderful thing to remember. When you feel the weight of the world, just come back to your breath and come back to this space. We are learning, we are growing, and we are healing together, one slow word at a time. You are stronger than you feel, and you are more loved than you know. Sleep well, or have a beautiful, peaceful day ahead, my dear friend. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay part of our cozy corner. For your small task today, I want you to find one anchor word, a word like peace, light, or slow, and whisper it to yourself 3 times whenever the world feels too loud. It is your small secret of calm. I am so proud of the progress you are making, both in your English and in your heart. I will be here waiting for you in the next episode. Take care of your heart. Goodbye for now.